Talk it up, talk it up, talk it up. Welcome back,
Yes,
Fantasyland
who's back?
Football 2022. Oh my goodness. Hey, how you doing?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm excited for 2022. Honestly, I'm excited for all the changes that we're making. I'm excited for the season in general. Dynasty is popping off. Who's here? Tell us who's here in the chat. If you're here, say what's up.
Let us know
Say something.
Let us know how we sound, how we look. It's a new year. It's
I
been
know
a
I
while.
look good though.
It's been a while since we did this, so we want to make sure everyone can hear us correctly, can see us right. You know, make sure everything's going good. Cold
I know
World.
I've been looking good, bro.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but I know I'm looking
I
good.
didn't need to get a haircut, but you know,
Cole World,
COVID
what's up,
spread it.
my guy? Hey guys. All right, so everyone watching, I want you to do us like a massive favor right now. We literally just launched a Dynasty channel. Okay, I'm about to put the link to that Dynasty channel in the chat. Can you do us a massive favor? Click on that link. And drop a sub on our new Dynasty channel. We want to try and get maybe to 20, 30 subs on this live stream. It would be awesome if you guys can help us get there. If you like Dynasty content, if you never want football to stop, um, then yeah, we got it for you all off. So we're going to be doing Dynasty mock drafts on there, Dynasty buy or sell, buy highs, trade highs, sorry, buy lows. So click on that link that we just put in the channel and drop a sub if you want to support your boys. I see we already got another sub, but it would be awesome to maybe hit like 30 subs on that Dynasty channel. We're gonna be going hard on that Dynasty channel, guys,
Yeah.
for the next entire off season. So
yeah, we're really excited about that one. It's just another way to bring you guys more content, and a thing that we always love Dynasty, but I think this past year we saw how much people love Dynasty, and
yeah,
we kind of just grew into it ourselves as well. You know, like our friends, our really closest friends, started to love
yeah.
Dynasty, and the community, it was like Dynasty, Dynasty, Dynasty. It was like, you know what, shit, we actually got to do this. So
Yeah,
it's
so
exciting.
that channel link is in the chat. I just posted it from our account. So I would love it if you guys want to be a part of a Dynasty community. Go sub. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff there. All right, if you don't mind, drop a like on this video. That just helps us reach more people. If you're watching this later or if you're watching it right now, the way to join our mock drafts is through our Discord channel, okay? In the description of this video, you will find a link, solo.to/fantasylandfootball. That will lead you to our Discord where you can join and be a part of these mock drafts. We are going to paste the mock draft link in the Discord. And it's always on Sleeper. We always do mock drafts on Sleeper. We're going to be doing a ton of mocks throughout the entire offseason.
That's right.
You're always free to join. And I'm honestly hyped that we're doing a bunch of research on the rookies, and we are scouting. We are talking buy lows for these rookies in 2021 in Dynasty. Third-year players coming in. I'm hyped for the offseason feeling of the
Yeah.
unknowns of what's going to happen, of the research, of the grind of like figuring out what 2022 is going to look like. I'm excited.
The new head coaches and the new GMs, for especially for my New York Football Giants, the new Washington Football Team's name.
Joe Judge is gone,
He's
baby.
gone, baby.
That's how it
Talk
should
it
be.
up.
Hey, what's up, Lakers? Been a while, my guy. Good to see you. I'm glad that we're back in the lives. I love doing live streams. All right, should we paste the link in the chat?
Yeah.
Should we paste it in the Dynasty chat? All right, who wants the link? It's about to go in the Dynasty chat. Mock draft link.
Oh my goodness, I gotta make sure I'm in this. Hold on. Yeah, I'm in. Did I? Okay, I'm good.
All right, I'm about to drop the link, y'all. And it's first come, first serve. Bang.
Chitty,
All right.
bang, bang. We'll see.
Chitty, chitty, bang, bang.
Maybe it's been a minute.
Let's
Maybe
see how fast this fills up.
We got to a point where like you put the link out and it was like 1 second.
Yeah, like a month before the season, anytime we did a mock draft, you would paste the link and then literally 10 seconds it would be filled up.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Jack in here. We got Cole World in here. Tebow, OJ, Paulie. Paulie D. What's up, my guy? We got Tommy here. We have 4 spots left for this first mock draft of 2022. Badaki,
our faces,
I can see the draft screen, but no one can see our faces.
Yeah, unfortunately,
not cropped or anything.
Whatever happened didn't save, which is annoying.
Yeah, if you can just put our faces up there, that would be awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots left. 4 spots left in this mock draft. I'll just tell people.
While I'll edit that page. So give me a sec.
What's everyone been doing though? How's everyone been? Who won their championships this offseason?
Honestly.
10 people watching.
Hold on. Sorry, guys. I just got to get my stuff up, but it should be good.
Badaki's going to help us figure out this live stream.
See our faces in these bad boys.
Yes, sir. So obviously, something that you guys need to know is the ADPs on Sleeper right now are not necessarily up to date. Okay,
Mm,
we now have 3 spots left. Greg just joined. The ADPs are not up to date. Okay, so um, you have to be able to navigate that because these ADPs are probably going to change. Um, I don't imagine Mark Andrews being the fourth tight end. I don't imagine
I don't imagine.
Alvin Kamara being the first tight end.
First tight end, Alvin Kamara. Yeah, great. I think he can definitely play the tight end position for sure.
All right, 3 spots left. We might just start. Might just start if no one wants to play. Can't wait for this next one, but I'll join the next. I can't make this one, but I'll join the next. No worries, Calder. No stress, my guy. Ameh. What's up, my guy? Says Vom Red. I don't know what that means. Calder says I won 1 out of 3 leagues, got third and fourth in the others. Congrats, my guy. Congrats. At least you are a champion in one. Tommy, your boy Bricks. What's up? Laker says made it to the chip, but lost because I played against Jamar Chase. Still got some money though. Hey, if you guys don't know what we're doing a live mock draft. We just pasted the link in our Discord. There's a couple of spots left. But Lakers, I faced Jamar Chase too. I thought I was screwed. After the first morning games, I was like, there's literally no way I'm going to win.
You need
Somehow,
to
Amon-Ra St. Brown and a couple others honestly just saved my ass.
you need to tell them your comeback story. I don't think anyone knows that.
Yeah, well, I always tell people in our podcast, on our live streams, don't ever give up because until the fat lady sings, you're not out of the playoffs. But guys, I started Badaki and I's home fantasy league. I started 1-7. Okay, 1-1, lost 7. So in week 8, I was 1-7. I then went on a streak, won 6 in a row. So I was 7-7, snuck into the playoffs, and then I didn't lose the entire playoffs. So I went from 1-7 in week 8 to the champion in week 17. I cannot tell you how low I felt in week 8 being 1-7 because I thought I had such a good squad, made a couple clutch trades, and then ended up making my way into the championship. So felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, bro, you
I'm gonna
killed it.
paste. Say again.
You killed it, bro. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
I
The
felt good
comeback, the
about it.
comeback was nasty.
I know.
I was a bit
I
upset.
honestly didn't think it was gonna
I
happen.
was low key not hoping you were gonna lose, but just to be completely honest with you,
You were hoping I was gonna lose?
yeah,
Why?
just didn't want you to win. To be honest,
Wow. Wow. Gator says he won his league. That had his your league is a weird settings. He started 1-4. All right. How are we feeling, Badaki? Are we ready?
yeah, I think it's all right. We gotta
Okay.
get I think we should be Gucci now. Let's see. Let's transition back into us.
All right. First mock draft of the year. This is a PPR redraft mock draft. It's a 12-man PPR redraft mock draft. Um, I'm not sure what's going on with the live right now.
Got all
Okay, here we
messed
go.
up. Here we go. Let's cut this
But
off.
PPR, 12 man. The format is 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, 2 flexes, and then we will have 5 bench spots.
We got one more. We got
Um,
2 more spots, y'all.
2 more spots. I'm gonna
Someone
put
just
it
came
in the link in the Discord. Excuse me. But Aki, what do you expect to change from 2021 to 2022? And tell people we're not drafting based off what happened in 2021. You are drafting for the 2022 season here.
Yeah, you kind of go. Essentially, you evaluate kind of. This is my thought process. You kind of take in everything that happened last year. Not saying that you should. For example, you're not going to get Cooper Cup in the first. That's not happening. Okay, we understand he was the #1 wide receiver, but that's not something that I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything and understand. See, I'm looking at opportunities, attempts, ability, touchdowns as well. And if these guys can necessarily project the same exact thing because we haven't done projections yet or new projections haven't come out, I'm going to put that into my draft here. So, like, for example,
Yep.
the 101 here.
By the way, sorry, Wahab said, "Are we allowed to join?" Yes, you're allowed to join.
Yeah, everyone.
The link is. I'll actually paste the link here. That's the link to join the mock draft. It's also in our Discord. But we do have 1 spot left, 2 spots left. I can't tell, but we might as well just start. I think to get the ball rolling here. All right. Y'all know what it is. Again, we are drafting for the 2022 season. Okay. This is not, can I get the best team based off of 2021? No, we're projecting into the future what will happen next year. It's early, but it's just for fun. So let's go ahead and start this bad boy PPR mock draft. First pick goes to Greg C. 60 seconds on the clock, guys. There will be 60 seconds on the clock. I think Wahab just got in there. So there's one auto draft team. Jonathan Taylor, the 101. I was so curious what that would look like. Kamara went at 2.
That's
Okay.
interesting. That's interesting. Look, you're not gonna go
Yeah.
in order. Like it's not gonna be it's not gonna be the order. Jonathan Taylor, Najee, Eckler, Joe Mixon. I forgot who it was. Like it's not gonna be like that. You're still gonna choose who you want. Alvin Kamara, maybe he's thinking Alvin Kamara is still gonna have a better quarterback. They're gonna utilize him more. He was injured for a lot of part of the season, so
Yeah.
I mean he can come back and be a lot more healthy.
Kamara. I think Kamara is definitely. The top 5 is so wide open this year.
Yeah.
For running backs, I do think Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry, in my opinion, should be like within the top 3. And now we're seeing Eckler go at the 1.3. Remember last year he was going late first, mid second.
Yeah, late first, mid second. There's one guy that I'm going to be interested in talking about if or when he does get taken. I thought he would have been taken.
Let's talk about Cook though. Is Cook? This is crazy to look at this. Hey,
there he goes. That's what this is the biggest conversation in my opinion. CMC not going at the obviously. I thought he would be 102, 103. If he stays healthy again, obviously it was two back-to-back years. I don't know, man.
This is actually crazy, man. Okay, here I am. Last year I probably would have done something like Travis Kelce here. Now that there's so many running backs off the board, but there is still one running back that's actually there's a couple running backs, 2 that I feel like should be drafted in the first 8 picks. This is a running back that's been talented. He's on a really good offense, had a really good year, top 3 running back this year, and that is Joe Moneybags Mixon. I'm going to take him at the 1.8. If Joe was gone, I was going to consider potentially Swift and then maybe look at the wide receiver position. But I think in drafts this year, I'm going to focus more on what's the best available player. We see Cooper Kupp go off the board at the 1.9. I actually don't think that's unreasonable. And I think Kupp, I disagree with you. I do think he's going to be a first round pick this year.
I don't know, man. I don't know. See, this is where it's hard because now, like, I'm not going to go tight end here. I'm not going to get Andrews. Do I go wide receiver? I might as well get Devontae if Aaron Rodgers is still there. And I think that's where I'm going to go.
Right. Okay. So you're assuming Rodgers is back.
I'm assuming Rodgers and Devontae's back, and I'm going to take Devontae Adams. Hypothetically, if they're not, for example, if he's not here, maybe I'll go running back. Maybe I'll take Swift. Maybe I'll take maybe Chubb there, but Chubb didn't have. But Chubb was hurt. You got to remember that.
So Zeke goes all the way to the 112. Man, he is such a wild card this year. Will Pollard be more of a factor? There's so many questions I have around Zeke. I'm surprised that Swift is still on the board, and I imagine you're probably going to take him. I don't want to make the pick for you, but it's surprising to me that he's on the board.
I mean, to be fair, Swift was a top 5 running back pretty much the whole season until he got injured.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love Swift. His pass catching ability is nasty. I'm just double checking my options here because I was very interested in taking Devontae Adams and Justin Jefferson on that turn there.
Yeah, that would have been a nasty start. What's up, Lakers? He says Cook's gone too high, Najee too low. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how these guys flip flop. I believe Najee was the RB4 on the year, RB3 or 4 on the year. So it'll be interesting to see how those flip flop throughout the preseason. When is the next Dynasty Q&A? We're going to be doing a ton of live streams. And again, I will paste our brand new Dynasty YouTube channel. We just launched it. We're going to have a bunch of Dynasty content on there. I just pasted it in the chat. Do us a massive favor and drop a sub over there if you want to be a part of that community. I am now on the board. Travis Kelce goes at the 2.4. I think it's fair to say we will not see any tight ends go in the first round this year. Do you agree?
Yeah.
After what happened last year.
I was extremely disappointed in the tight end position. There was a lot of leagues that I took the chance. This year I took the chance in a lot of leagues, and taking a tight end in the first. I mean, in the second
Yeah.
or the third round, and I was upset because that could have been my running back
Yep.
depth that I needed, and it was so frustrating. And I'm just gonna go
Some of
back to
that
what
was
I
due
know
to injury, but
for
the tight
sure.
end position was unpredictable this year. Let's be
No,
honest. I
for
think
sure, for
Andrews
sure.
was the tight end one. He went in the 5th round. I'm on the board here. I see Aaron Jones. I see Gibson. I see Chubb, but I want to implement best player available strategy in most of these drafts this year. And I think Diggs is the best player on the board. So I'm going to grab Diggs here at the 2.5. He is now the 5th wide receiver off the board. I believe last year that was Calvin Ridley was a 5th wide receiver off the board. It's crazy
Yeah, that's
how
another
quickly things
conversation.
change.
What's gonna happen with Calvin Ridley and if he's gonna stay in Atlanta, where is he gonna go? If he doesn't stay in Atlanta, it's gonna be there goes Debo now. I think that's a good pick too.
Yeah,
Najee and Debo,
Debo.
that's
You know,
nasty.
that's probably ADP, sleepers ADP that just threw me off because Debo is a really good pick there. Would you go Debo or Diggs going into 2022? I know what happened in 2021, but I don't think Jimmy G is going to be in San
Yeah,
Francisco.
that's what's gonna be the conversation. So Jimmy G's not in San Francisco anymore. Can Trey Lance do that? But hey, Debo got a lot of his work in the backfield as well. There was that game
Yeah,
against the Rams where he was the primary running back. He was going crazy
yeah,
there. So I can see them doing that again next year.
yeah. I
We'll
get
see.
it. Lakers says hold prediction: if Steelers get a 1st round rookie or one of the big names, Watson, Rogers, Wilson, Najee will be #1 overall. I think if they get a big name like Watson, Rogers, or Wilson, I think Najee's now in in the top 3 conversation, but it's still the offensive line that's the bigger issue than a quarterback, in my
Mm,
opinion. So,
yeah.
um, Najee Harris put up an incredible rookie season behind the 27th ranked offensive line this year. That is something that we cannot overlook. A lot of people were down on him in Dynasty, but I'm actually impressed with what he provided. Tommy says, if someone was in the 11th spot, who would you have drafted there? If it ain't Barkley, where would you both put him?
Oh,
Um,
I mean,
I would not have taken Barkley there. To be
right.
honest, there's a ton of players I would have taken over Barkley. Um, I think at the 2.7, that's the point where I'm willing to take Saquon. But I think all the
Yeah.
players before him, I would
Yeah.
rather have on my team: Jefferson,
Absolutely.
Tyreek, Swift, Kelsey, Diggs, Debo. I think the 2.7 is where Barkley's mid-second is where he's going to land this year.
Yeah, and I agree. I think Justin Jefferson will be I think Devontae Adams and JJ could be a first round pick going into this next season. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But to answer the question more directly, I honestly thought at the 111 or the 112, I thought Swift would have gone off the board. I do love Hill and Jefferson, but let me ask you, Badaki, if Zeke's on the board as well as Jefferson, Tyreek, and Swift, I feel like he's the last player of those 4 I would
Yeah,
want to take.
I'm gonna be taking the wide receiver every time. I feel like next year or yeah, next year in 2022. Um, I feel like they're more important than taking Zeke or Chubb or Monty, in my opinion. I think Swift. I think it's a good even medium with Swift and Justin Jefferson. I think
Yeah.
that's a good balance. You just got to depend. It depends on who you would want at that time. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamar Chase there is interesting. I think he's actually going to go ahead of guys like Chubb, Hopkins, Montgomery. I think Chase is going to be in that second tier of elite, right? Top 5 wide receiver type opportunities. So getting Jamar Chase at the 210, I like the value. Now we see Gibson, a guy who was going in the 1st round last year, at the end of the second. And by the way, Greg's team 1 is nasty right now. JT, DK, and AJ Brown. That is a nasty team. I don't think anyone wants to see.
Yeah, I think it's great, and I'm really hoping somebody falls to me.
Mm.
Can't say who, but yo, what's gonna
Kind of.
happen with Michael Thomas, man? We haven't heard anything. Is he done? I know a lot of people probably have questions about that. I want to know your opinion. Is he gonna be like
Um,
draftable? That's a
I
word.
think his value is going to change a lot when we find out more information, because we're going to find out more information of if he's healthy, if he's not healthy. going into 2022, if he's going to be on this team,
Oh,
if he's
come
going to be
on,
traded.
dude.
Tebow just got auto picked. You can go to Q and untick auto pick. You got to be ready though. But I feel like he's someone who's going to go in like the 5th, 6th round, 7th round this year. And he has upside.
He definitely
I
has
don't want any
upside.
part of MT going forward.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see who goes. For example, if Russ goes to New Orleans, MT comes back for another year.
Mm.
I think that's a scenario. I know you were talking about you'd like to see Aaron Rodgers go to New Orleans if that was a scenario as well.
Yeah,
It would definitely be interesting.
it's a possibility for sure. Him going to New Orleans. I mean, I don't think that would happen, but it would be fun to see. I think it's always fun in the NFL when the Saints are a good team. All
Mm.
right, so Kittle's off the board at the 3.5. It'll be really interesting to see where these tight ends go closer to the season, but I do think the 3rd round is where we're going to see a lot of those tight
Yeah,
ends
those
end up
guys.
falling. And it's interesting. Look at the board. I mean, there are so many running backs who would have been off the board at this time who are currently on the board right now.
Yeah, and these are guys that I feel like have been injured or had an up and down season, or like everyone here has struggled with injury. Probably besides Aaron Jones, Cam
Yeah.
Makers, Clyde, JJ, Miles, JK. Like, no one expected that to come from Lenny, but I don't think anyone is going to be excited to draft Lenny.
Yeah.
It's a weird
Ah,
Javonte Williams. That's what it was.
fuck.
That's what it was.
Yeah. I think he fell because of Sleeper's ADP. I really wanted Javante there. Okay. I'm gonna flip strategy a little bit here, and this is obviously not going to reflect what 2021's ADP was, but I'm taking Jalen Waddle here. PPR format. I think he finished top 5 in targets, if I'm not mistaken. Had over 100 receptions in his rookie season. It looks like Tua is going to be the guy, so the connection that is there. And he's someone I view as a top 12 potential wide receiver. He almost finished top 12 this year.
Okay. Okay. Jalen Waddle. Interesting. Interesting. I'm just going through my.
I think we're going to see Waddle around this time in preseason. Oh, looks like someone wanted Waddle. You know what's it? Like, where will
My.
St. Brown go? I mean, so many names that are going to be super interesting to see.
Yeah, that's what I
Elijah
want.
Moore, Michael Pittman, Hollywood. There's so many names that I'm interested to see where they land. But I was definitely going to go Javante if Javante was on the board there.
Man, there's so many question marks. I'm just thinking, like, who should it be? So Aaron Jones goes. So this is what makes it really difficult.
If you got Chase that high, how much lower would you want Higgins? I'm hoping that no one is watching this right now that's drafting with us, but I was planning on Higgins being my next pick. I'm hoping that no one's listening to that and drafts him before me. But I'm hoping to get Higgins end of 3rd, 4th, mid 4th. Gator says, I'm so kicking myself with that last pick. Do you think Scary Terry has a bounce back? The issue with Terry is what's going to happen with Washington's quarterback situation. There have been reports out of Washington. I'm a Washington fan. I am skeptical, but there's reports out of Washington that they're going all in for a quarterback this offseason, whether that's through the draft or I've heard reports of Ron Rivera saying things like, we're going to have to give up multiple picks and a player to get the guy that we want, which would lead you to assume that it's a big name veteran. So it really depends on what quarterback is in Washington. If they end up signing Andy Dalton or Mitch Trubisky, no, Terry's not going to go in the 3rd round. He's probably going to be a 4th, 5th round guy, probably 4th. He's still going to be super valuable, but until he gets a reliable quarterback, he doesn't have that top, 8 upside, if that makes sense.
Okay. Oh.
Okay, so Mike Evans goes off the board. You took Cam Akers. I like Cam Akers. Aaron Jones at the 3.9. Interesting how he's fallen compared to last year. Everyone's going to obviously assume A.J. Dillon's going to have a bigger role going into next year. J.K. Dobbins at the 4-1. I like it.
I was gonna go 3 running backs back to back.
For you?
Yeah, I want a J.K. That changes everything now. Once again,
There's a couple wide receivers on the board that
I see one that I'm interested in. I see 2 that I'm interested in. I mean, I'm kind of hovering over them right now. There's one that I would take right now with no hesitation. I just don't know the quarterback play. That's my
right. And I know exactly who it is.
Yeah, so it's like
and I understand.
I want to take him, but I'm just like, oh, I don't know.
So much unknowns. Hey.
Yeah. I guess why not take Godwin here?
Do you think he's going to recover from the ACL in time?
I don't know. See, this is too many questions.
You're on the clock here.
Take Deontay.
See, that's what I thought. I thought it was
look,
Deontay.
There's a lot of questions. I like Deontay. There's no hesitation that he finished top 10. I think he was 8 or 7 on the year.
Yeah. Great
we just don't know what's going to happen with Big Ben now, sorry, we do know he's going to retire, but we just don't know who the quarterback in Pittsburgh is going to be. If there's a high caliber quarterback, let's say Russ goes there, hypothetically.
I think they're going to go with. I think they're going to try and get a veteran. I don't think it's going to work out. I think they're going to have to go through the draft.
Who's a vet though? Like, who's a quarterback that is?
See, is Rodgers really going to leave Green Bay? It looks unlikely right now.
That's what I'm saying. So
who else is left?
Then you have Russ as the only guy that's up in the air. Maybe Deshaun Watson. But we don't know what if Deshaun Watson goes to Pittsburgh. Wow, number 1.
I don't think that happens. But exactly, yeah,
I don't think that happens either. And then you have Deontay Johnson with Deshaun Watson. I don't know. There's so many question marks.
Okay, there goes Godwin. I'm so happy that T. Higgins has now fallen to the 4.5. Again, I am wanting to draft the best available player in 2022 drafts. Whatever the best available player is on the board, that's who I want to take. T. Higgins, man, I think he finished top 15, which was a prediction. Despite missing a bunch of games, he might have just missed the top 15 mark. But in a points per game basis, he definitely finished top 15. Connected to Joey B. Higgins and Chase are going to be dominant for the next couple of years. So in a PPR format, I've got 3 wide receivers who I feel like I can trust and a workhorse in Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
I realize I have 2 Bengals, but I'm happy to have 2 pieces of that offense.
I mean, at the moment, I think Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers stays. If they win
Albert says, "What if they get Jameis?" I'm assuming he's talking about
Pittsburgh.
About Pittsburgh.
I'm still not excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm not. Place.
The thing is though, yeah, that doesn't make me excited if Jameis goes to Pittsburgh.
Look at Sports Cap right now and just look at the.
By the way, if you guys are watching, we're doing a live PPR mock draft. You can actually be a part of these. Link in the description to join our Discord. You just join our Discord, and then we'll tell you when you can be a part of these mock drafts. And big news, we released or launched our Dynasty page, our brand new Dynasty page, just last night. If you don't mind, I just dropped the link to our brand new Dynasty page in the chat. And it'll be in the descriptions in the comments if you're watching this later. Would love it if you guys would sub there. If you like Dynasty content or if you're interested, if you want to learn more, go ahead and drop a sub on that. We want to try and get to 20 or 30 subs if possible. We're on 17 right now. Starting out slow.
Look, going back to that question, there's not that many free agent quarterbacks. You have Ryan Fitzpatrick, Andy Dalton, Nick Foles, Tyrod Taylor, Cam Newton, Jameis Winston. Teddy B, interesting. If that is the case. Other than that, I don't see anyone else going to Pittsburgh. But yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Hunter Renfrow, by the way, 4.6.
Yeah, I just saw that. Wow. Hunter Renfrow at the 4.6.
Yeah.
Man.
That's your wide receiver too. I mean, he finished top 10, but he
had a great year.
Is it top 10, top 12, maybe, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he was the wide receiver 11 on the year. I mean, look, Renfrow had a great year. I do think we need to value him pretty high. He's someone, it's going to take the entire offseason for me to really evaluate where I think he should be taken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be a big topic of conversation. It's actually so fun looking at this board.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
There goes Mitchell. I love it. I was thinking Fournette and Mitchell would probably go pretty soon. And there are so many running backs on the board that would have been gone by now
All these running backs,
if it was last year.
like
You know?
so many.
Oh my gosh, Team 1 is nasty. JT, DK, AJ Brown, Josh Allen's. I'm up and down on the Clyde pick.
There goes the
wow.
quarterbacks here. You got Mahomes, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray. Let's see if it's another quarterback. Halibert.
Hallelujah. We're doing a mock draft. If you don't know, you just started watching, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Huge love. Appreciate you guys. Feel free to drop any comments. We're always happy to chat. I just realized I haven't even been looking at Twitch, and we have someone who commented. Fear Shadow Killer. Hey, how are you, man?
So
good to see you.
Brother. It's been a while since we've done this, so we're rusty, but we're coming
bit
back
rusty,
together here. We're coming back together. Huh?
Robert Woods.
Roberto, huh? Oh,
that will be a very interesting name to follow.
Miss you, Roberto.
Roberto Woods. Yeah, this is really interesting to see how all this is fallen. There is a name that I would like to take with this next pick, and I'll tell you. Hey, I just realized that Team 5
had 2 tight ends.
Yeah, Jay Friedrich. You got 2 tight ends. If you're watching,
it's trade bait. That's all it is. It's trade bait.
If you're watching, let us know what's going on here. You just taking best player available in your eyes? It's
already 200 IQ from the guy.
I like the Ayuk pick. Oh, do I like the Ayuk pick with Trey Lance coming in? I don't know, man. I think that's a little too high for Ayuk. You think I'm wrong there? I could be wrong. What do you think?
Let me just reevaluate who's still available.
There's fucking hell. Wahab, you freaking sniped me, kid. Yep, that's exactly who I wanted.
There's a couple people I would have taken over Ayuk in the wide receiver position specifically, but other than that, I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, Travis Etienne is exactly who I wanted with that pick. He absolutely just sniped me.
Travis Etienne.
I'm gonna have to reassess now. What do I want to do? It's so interesting, right? Because names like James Conner, is he gonna be back? Who knows?
Surely
you know,
it's an extension in the playoffs here.
Maybe, but what if they don't extend him? Sheesh, man. All right, there's another name that I'm interested in, but I
see a guy.
Okay. There goes Amon-Ra.
Okay. I think you're gonna take the guy I'm thinking if it's a wide receiver.
Yeah, there is a wide receiver that I think we actually have a Dynasty video coming out on this wide receiver tonight. And again, I'm gonna keep unashamedly plugging our brand new Dynasty channel. So I'm gonna paste it in the chat. If you want to sub, that would mean a lot. If you love Dynasty, click on that link in the chat and drop a sub for you boys. And Badaki, I bet you know who it is. Who do you think it is?
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore, that's right.
Yeah, that's annoying.
From week 7 to 13. Okay, because he didn't play after week 13. From week 14 onwards, he didn't play the rest of the season. But from week 7 to 13, he was the wide receiver 3 in all of fantasy. Okay, now the downside is only 2 of those games were with Zach Wilson, but the targets were still there. I think we could see a big breakout for Elijah Moore in his second year.
Yeah, man. I mean, the other guy that I can think of that I think I'm going to take. There's 2 guys that I'm tossing up right now. I think I am, but I'm not. But I'm also scared. I'm going to take a guy that I am scared about. Only because I think the guy that they drafted this past year could have a lot more opportunity.
Okay.
So I took Hollywood Brown.
I like it.
I can see Rashad Bateman having a bigger role this year, year 2 coming in.
I think Hollywood's going to be a massive value in drafts this year. I really do, if he falls to the 6th round. Yeah. Question from Gator Fan is, what are each of you looking forward to in the draft? What are we looking forward to most in the draft? Honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing where all the players land. Every draft is exciting for me, but specifically the second year guys. So guys who are
Yeah,
rookies this year,
exactly.
I'm really excited to see where they're going to fall in drafts in 2022. You know, names like Javante, Najee, Waddle, um, Chase. I'm really excited to see where these guys who have dominated are going to end up falling.
Wow.
There goes Carter. Sanders is off the board. I like the Kyle Pitts pick there at the 6.1. I think that's going to be a good value.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts is interesting as well. We'll talk about him too.
There's still a name on the board that I am going to take a risk on if he's available.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm trying to think of that question. You know, what am I looking forward to in the draft?
Okay,
I
I
agree with
was
Zach.
considering Pittman, but now that Pittman's gone,
Mm,
it's going to be interesting for a lot of people. But I don't think we can. Sorry to interrupt. I just don't think that we can deny what we saw towards the end of the season. I think that Rashad Penny is going to be the lead back in Seattle next year. So I'm going to take him there at the 6.5
that's his second running back,
as
by
my
the way.
second running back. Yep.
um, yeah, I get to go back to your question, Gator fan. Yeah, I am excited to see where the players land, but I'm also excited to see where, who's going to be stepping up. Oh well,
Mm.
in draft specific, maybe if you want to say in the NFL draft specifically, I'm really interested to see where players go in the real draft and where they go in like actual fantasy draft. So that's exciting.
Oh, maybe that's what he meant was like the real NFL draft. What are you looking forward to most? This NFL draft's going to be weird, man, because I feel like we got so spoiled last year. That was one of the best offensive drafts we've seen in decades. And not that there's not good offensive players in this year's draft, because there is.
Mm.
It's just not the same caliber of
Yeah,
talent
it
in
was
last year's
it was
draft.
actually the perfect draft to be spoiled because we were inside. It was a
Yeah.
lockdown draft, a quote unquote a lockdown draft.
Mm-hmm.
There was so much talent coming into this draft that we were like, wow, we were just entertained just by the names of these
Yeah.
people going into the teams. Where now
Yeah.
this year is like, oh shit.
Literally, it was the fifth round, and we were like, hell yeah, bro. I mean, like every pick, every offensive pick, we were so excited.
Yeah, so good. Unlucky.
I mean, I remember when De'Ami Brown went. I remember when Michael Carter went in the fourth round to the Jets. We were watching the entire draft. Every pick meant so much to us. Same with Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, all these late round picks, Elijah Mitchell. We were so hyped because we just loved that draft so much. This is still going to be a good draft. I mean, guys like Treylon Burks, Malik Willis, excuse me. There's still big names that could be fantasy relevant. I just don't know that it will be the same. 15 people watching. Appreciate you guys. We're doing our first 2022 mock draft of the year. If you don't mind, drop a like on this video, drop a sub if you haven't, and we got a brand new Dynasty channel if you want to check that out. Link is in the chat. I pasted it there.
Mm-hmm.
TJ Hawkinson goes at the end of the sixth. That's an interesting name. And then Allen Robinson. I don't know how I feel about that one there.
I actually don't mind it. I mean, the expectation of him going to another team, even if he does stay, you like to play with Justin Fields a lot better. One, a new head coach if he does stay in the Bears, and GM. I mean, his situation shouldn't get worse unless he goes to a worse team than the Bears.
I think the situation could get can't get worse, but I don't know that it improves. It's a risk pick. It's a risk pick. That is where Michael Thomas was going last year, if you think about it.
Yeah. We'll see.
Similar situation. Obviously, Allen Robinson doesn't have that injury, but just with the unknowns of the player. There goes Devonta Smith. Man, he's such a hard name to evaluate as long as Jalen Hurts is there. You know what I mean? It's really, really difficult to know what his value will be. Lots of value still on the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Gator fan, he has a sneaky pick coming up here. Let's see it.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting.
Okay. Sneaky little pick.
Cordell Patterson. Interesting.
Yeah, the thing is, Patterson's was on a 1-year deal, so it's not a guarantee he goes back to Atlanta, and it's not a guarantee that whoever signs him, I think he's 32, 33 when next season starts. It's not a guarantee that he gets any sort of work role like he got last year.
Yeah,
So
it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be the lead back in Atlanta as well. There's a lot of running backs.
surely they draft someone, right? I mean, we've been saying this for years. Surely they draft someone, but there's not many good running backs in this draft. I mean, there's a couple, but
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
yeah, I don't love the Patterson pick. I'm gonna be honest with you, but that's just a personal opinion. That could change throughout the offseason. If we're basing this draft off of what happened last year, then yeah, it's a great value pick. But that's not what we're doing.
I'm
Jaffiel.
gonna look at free agent running backs. Give me a second, just to see who are those guys that have
Christian Kirk at the
have an
7-6. Okay,
opportunity.
interesting.
Yeah, wow. We have Melvin, David Johnson. No, Lenny. I think they re-signed him. Apparently Rashad Penny is a free agent next year.
Yeah, I do think they're gonna bring him back.
Who else?
It's either a
Ronald
5th-year option
Jones.
or he's a free agent. I do think he comes back though.
Ronald Jones is another guy. J.D. McKissick, Damian Williams. These are the guys that are free agent running backs next year that have been useful for some people.
Yeah, I do think J.D. McKissick's gonna return to Washington. Could be wrong, but I think so. I like how they list him at both positions. Cordero, yeah, running back, wide receiver. I get that.
Jack here, 5 seconds. Let's see. Is it auto pick or is it panic pick? Looks like an auto.
Come on.
Oh, Dalton Schultz, talk it up.
Dalton.
Tight end. What is it? Tight end 3?
Dalton's off the board, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Okay. there's a name that I'm gonna choose here. And I think this is good value at the end of the 7th. And honestly, I feel like I have stacked wide receivers. People might not see the same upside in my wide receiver core that I do, but I feel like my wide receiver room is stacked in PPR format. And now I'm going to take a guy who's, I'm assuming Aaron Rodgers is still in Green Bay, and this offense is continuing to be the same, and someone who's going to have like a 50% workload in that backfield, A.J. Dillon, at the 7.8. And Aaron Jones went at the 3.9, A.J. Dillon at the 7.8. Can you tell me who's going to be more valuable in fantasy in 2022? I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you personally.
There's no way he can tell you personally, but hey, we're gonna find out together, huh?
I'm just saying. I think it's a good value pick. Is what I'm trying to say.
Absolutely, I get you. It's just bands, huh?
Yeah. I like this team, man. I'd be happy going into 2022 with this team. I know Rashad Penny's a risky pick there at the 6.5, but I think he's going to be the guy in Seattle. I really do. I don't think that neck injury is going to be so difficult. You don't come back from those neck injuries and have a good career, especially with how old he's getting.
I'm hoping for a wonderful tight end that's coming to mind right now, and he's there. A guy that was traded mid-season. No one expected him to finish as I think it was a top 5 tight end on the year. And that's Zach Ertz going to Arizona.
Wow.
A huge pick. In my opinion, taking him at the 7-10, I think is a steal. If he stays there with Kyler Murray, is AJ Green going to stay? Is Christian Kirk going to stay? Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is there.
Okay.
I mean, he was the pillar there, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. I don't know. I mean, you with that pick, you're making Zach Ertz a top 8 tight end in rankings. Yeah. I'm not saying that's wrong. It's just interesting, to think about. Dang, where are we gonna have these guys ranked?
Yeah, I get you. Look at the tight ends that are on the board. Yeah, Dallas.
There's a couple tight ends that I'm looking at where I'm like, would I prefer them or Zach Ertz? And I don't know the answer just yet.
Yeah, exactly. I think I prefer Zach Ertz over those guys purely based on quarterback play. At least the top.
And you're right, by the way. If AJ Green's gone, if Kirk is gone, that could be interesting. There goes Chase. Is Chase a free agent? Do we know that?
Yeah, I'll look it up. I have it up here. Let's see.
Because that could be interesting as well.
Doesn't say he is.
Chase Edmonds, He is a free agent in 2022.
Interesting.
So he's a free agent. We don't know if he's coming back to Arizona. Man, free agency is going to be interesting. I mean, what will happen with Juju? Will AB find a new home? Probably not, but will he? Who knows?
Who knows? Bless you, Blaze. She's sneezing up a storm.
There's still some value picks on the board
Yeah,
that I can see personally.
This is what I'm trying to find, some good old value.
There goes Claypool. There goes James Robinson. Team 11, obviously on auto. They're kind of shafting that team.
I'm trying to find my people.
My people, my people. I'm going to see Kingsman tonight. Anyone seen it?
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty excited. Don't tell me if it was a bad movie. Don't tell me if it's a good movie. Tell me.
Josh, I actually don't know what direction to go here. To be completely honest, I'm thinking of like a running back or a wide receiver. Maybe I should just go get a quarterback.
There's still so many players of value, and I think that's because of where Sleeper's ADP is right now.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to get a top 5 tight end, a quarterback in my opinion. Top 6, Joey B. Let's get Joey B right there.
Joey B.
I think that's comfortable.
Yeah, I don't dislike that. Let's see what Raven does here.
I was trying to find like other values, like Elijah Mitchell at the 4 though. That's really good. Number 1.
The 411.
Yeah, like I don't.
Yeah.
It baffles me sometimes. It's just like, damn, like Trey Sermon. Did they just draft Trey Sermon for no reason?
And will they draft someone else this offseason? All right. Look, I'm looking at the running back position. There's a couple guys left that I feel could bring value. One name in particular, well, there's 2 names, but the one name I'm going to take here is Kareem Hunt. Had a very injured season, was super up and down, missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. But in the first 6 weeks when he was fully healthy, he was pivotal to their team. He was scoring touchdowns, and I believe he was a top 10 running back in PPR format. So I'm going to take Kareem Hunt here in the middle of the 8th. I feel like that's a good value. Where do you sit on Kareem Hunt?
Yeah, look, this is all very interesting, and I don't know if value is great. I think, especially your team with a lot of risk, you need kind of like running back depth. You have Joe Mixon. Then you have like 50-50 guys, Penny if he does come back and if he is the lead back, A.J. Dillon a 50-50, Kareem Hunt a 50-50. So I guess you need to have Kareem Hunt in for your team, but I don't know. I think I would have rather waited and maybe gotten somebody else.
Right.
If James Robinson would have fell, I think I would have taken James Robinson.
Really? With Etienne coming back, you would take Robinson over Kareem?
There is another guy. Yeah, there is another guy that I thought you were going to take.
Yeah, there's another person I'm interested in as well, but I'm just seeing how it's going to fall.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. There goes the quarterbacks there. If he comes around, maybe he's still there. Maybe we'll see what happens. If he comes around back to me, I'm really interested in this person. So maybe we'll talk about different people too.
Maybe. Okay, so Aaron Rodgers goes off the board. Dak Prescott goes off the board. And then we have Mike Gesicki at the 8.9. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. Dude is the MVP, and now he's still going in the 8th round. I mean, this is where he went last year. I still feel like he's being underdrafted. Interesting, though, Dak Prescott's ADP is going to be much different this year compared to last year. This time last year, he was going in the 4th round.
Yeah, he was. He was a high caliber quarterback. We thought he was going to fit. We had high hopes for Dak Prescott. He was coming back, especially that first game against Tampa. We were like, Dak is back. This is crazy. We're going to see this every single game because that's what we saw in the first 4 or 5 weeks before he got injured. It just wasn't.
It made sense with all the elite wide receivers they had.
Russell
Gage, that's interesting.
Yeah, Gator fan says, do you think James Robinson and Gaskin are both done, or was this just a throwaway season? I don't think James Robinson is done. Gaskin, I think, could be in question. I think James Robinson, obviously, he gets injured. He's gonna miss a lot of the off season and probably preseason. So we'll see what that turnaround looks like for James Robinson. But if he comes back in time, I do see this backfield, in my opinion, being like a 50-50, 40-60, depending on who's going to lean to backfield in Jacksonville, in my opinion.
I was always under the impression that Etienne would steal the show if he got a full healthy season. And James Robinson played really, really well. He really did. But Travis Etienne, in my opinion, talent-wise, is an elite talent at the running back position. So with James Robinson suffering that injury, I feel as if Etienne has an even better chance to lead that backfield. And they need explosive players in that offense. I mean, who else is getting the ball outside of Travis Etienne this year?
Yeah.
Who else is there? I mean, Chenault can't catch a freaking cold.
Anything.
Marvin Jones is going to be gone. DJ Chark's a free agent. Travis Etienne is going to be so necessary to their offense, even if James Robinson's back. So personally, I do think it's going to be Etienne as the bigger value. But if Robinson can recover from the injury, he'll bring value. But I don't think as much as Etienne. With Gaskin, pretty much off Gaskin entirely, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think.
When you have Duke Johnson and Malcolm Brown out touching him when they're healthy almost the entire year, it doesn't bring a lot of confidence into Gaskin. No, he's only 24, but I mean, you look at the snap percentages when this team needed to win the last 4 weeks, he wasn't involved at all, and I think that's very telling going forward.
Yeah, look, everything. I think everyone should keep in mind. Look, this is number one. This is all for fun, and number two, a lot of offenses are going to change based on head coaching moves, GM moves. For example, this offense could be very different in Miami specifically with Tua and Waddle with this new head coach. Maybe they trade for a running back. Maybe they get, I don't know, somebody, or maybe they get a big body receiver that they needed a long time. I mean, they had Devontae Parker, but it's going to be interesting. A lot of off-season moves. Look at this. Ian Rappaport. Right now, what are we talking about? The Dolphins have requested permission to interview Bills defensive coach Leslie
defensive
Frazier.
Coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, the Dolphins, I think
they should have kept Brian Flores. Yeah, I don't understand the Brian Flores fire, but
hey, Tony Pollard's a good value pick there.
Yeah.
If you want my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, baby, let me know.
The Kingsman movie?
Huh?
Have you seen all the Kingsman's movie?
Yeah. I'm excited for this one.
Ellen and I watched Eternals last night because it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, for the first time?
No, second time.
Okay,
Ellen first
it's
time,
pretty good.
Second time. I love Eternals.
It's not a typical Marvel movie, but it's pretty good. I like the direction they're going.
I think it's great in my opinion. I don't know why people weren't in love with it. You liked it, right, babe?
A lot of people didn't like it. Yeah, I'm more. I appreciate the film for what it is, but not a super fan, but slightly indifferent, I guess.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton goes there at the 9-6. I like the Tony Pollard pick, man, and the Bateman pick. I think those are both good values here in the 9th round. So look at the quarterbacks on the board here in the 9th round.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts, Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford. There are 4, even Kirk Cousins, 5 quarterbacks, Trey Lance, that I feel like rely on for the entirety of the season. You know where I'm going to go, though, here with the options that are available, and that's Tom Brady. The quarterback 3 on the year in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. Quarterback 2. Can I get him in the 9th round? Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to take a chance because I think they got.
Now, this is assuming that he doesn't retire.
I don't think he will.
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to take a chance here and see what people can do. I'm going to take 2 chances here.
Yeah?
I'm going to take 2 chances. I'm going to take... Actually, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. There's no way I can do that.
He can't do that. There's no way he can
There's
do
no
that.
way I can do that. Okay, I'm gonna take this guy because I'm pretty confident. This is a guy that I believe could be taking over the role, especially big in a dynasty perspective. But I do believe this could be a 50-50 backfield. He's gonna be my fourth running back on this team, and it's Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, I like
Um,
that pick. I think that,
Wow.
in my opinion, he should have gone over a lot of other running backs that went off
I
the
thought
board.
that's who you're gonna take over Kareem Hunt, in my opinion.
I was considering it. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that would have been the other guy I would have considered there instead of Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, so I like Ramondre Stevenson. I think his role grows next year. Damian Harris, I'm pretty sure is his last year of his contract in 2022. So, and I think they're going to see a lot of transitions, the Bill Belichick way.
Mm.
So we'll see what happens.
Jalen Hurts in the 10th. That's great value. Obviously, Kenny Galladay is not getting drafted in the 10th round this year, guys. That's just sleepers ADP not being updated. Let's be honest.
Okay, let's see who I can find as value here.
Hey, thanks everybody who is watching, by the way. Mad love for you guys tuning into our first mock draft of the year. If you want to show some love to us, drop a like, subscribe here. We have a brand new Dynasty channel that we've continually been plugging on this live stream. If you like Dynasty, if you want to learn more, or you just never want football to stop, we just posted the link in the chat. Drop a sub there too if you want to be a part of that Dynasty community. And these mock drafts you can be a part of if you join our Discord.
Wow.
Link is in the description. So hope you guys are having a good day and enjoying.
Get ready for a lot more of this.
A lot more is coming, yeah.
This is just the warm up, okay?
That's right.
We're Blaze is going.
Blaze is excited.
She's excited. There's a lot of things happening with Blaze. But yeah, we're just excited to get back into it. Like I said, we're kind of brushing the dust away because we haven't done this in a long time.
Yeah.
And it feels good. It feels good to be back with everyone.
I think Cole World wanted Gronk. He put in the sleeper chat. Fuck off. Look, if Gronk and Brady are back, I feel like they're great values in the 9th and 10th round. Both guys who could finish top 5 at their position.
Mm-hmm. Did you see how Tom Brady? You see that when Gronk went up to Tom Brady, he's like, "I need one more."
Yeah,
He's like, "I
yeah.
need one more. All right, easy."
That was awesome.
Like, and then he comes back and says, "I got a mill. I got a mill."
Yeah, that was awesome. And it's awesome that Tom Brady cared enough to stay in the game to do that for him.
Yeah. That's interesting. I wonder if their I guess their financial advisors messaged them the day before the game, like, look, for you to make an extra $1 million, you need 7 catches, just to let you know.
Yeah.
You know, like, who tells him that? Or like, is that just in their head? That's like,
I think they know. There's probably someone who their agent is like, hey, just so you know, sends them a text and like, hey, just so you know, you could make an extra $1 million if this happens on Sunday. And then Gronk texts Tom. He's like, Tom, I really need your help.
Yeah.
And it actually worked out for Gronk that AB quit because they didn't have to worry about AB's incentives.
Yeah, true.
Only Gronk's.
Kadarius Toney there at the 10-8. I was interested in taking Kadarius Toney over Jacoby Myers.
Same. I was thinking about taking him instead of Gronk.
I actually thought that he would fall a lot lower, so that's why I decided to go Jacoby Myers.
He could be a big value this year if he can stay healthy, man. That's the issue here. That's the issue with Kadarius. Can my guy stay healthy?
Yeah, a lot of stuff was happening with him, so we'll see what happens coming into next year.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you just gotta find the value, huh? The garbage time value.
Yes,
Chuba Hubbard, wow. That's a running
back.
back.
Who knows? What if CMC gets traded? I don't think he will, but what if he does? There's talks about it, man. I don't imagine we see that, but there is talks about it.
Hey, backups are crucial, especially in the COVID world now.
Yeah.
And running backs, and maybe this is another question. Maybe in these late rounds, not even the late rounds. Like, I wish, now looking at Cam Akers, I wish I had Henderson. Henderson went in the 8-4. Maybe I should have took Henderson in the 8-4 instead of Joey B. Because there was so many quarterbacks that was still available and still are.
Let me ask you this, by the way. And we're both going to figure this out as we do more mock drafts this offseason. But looking at your 7th and 8th round pick, do you regret those picks at all looking at who's still on the board at this point?
At the moment, I don't, because I think their value is tremendous. I guess from how they finished last year and how I project them to be next year, Joey B, I keep him at a high standard.
Okay.
I keep him at a high standard, and I think he can be really great. You know, top 7 each and every year if he stays healthy. Zach Ertz, it's just based on quarterback play. This team is explosive, and I like it. So
Totally. I mean, there's still 4 or 5 quarterbacks on the board that I'm comfortable with being my starter.
yeah,
That's why I asked that question. I'm even wondering, like, did I take Brady too early? Probably not. Like, I like the value there, but there's still. I think Trey Lance is just, if he gets a starting role, he's going to be a top 12 guy. There's no doubt with what he does on the ground.
yeah.
Also,
And I think that's what happens. That's what we got to
there's
figure
also
out.
someone else who's still on the board. Anyway, well, I might pick him here if he doesn't go.
Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting, and I think a lot of people geared, especially in the backup position, you know, especially running back specifically.
Yeah.
You know, you can get running wide receiver depth, which is great, but if you were, like I said, if, for example, if you had, like, I'm assuming you should be getting Samaje P. Ryan sometime because of Joe Mixon.
I don't know about Samaje, to be honest. I'm not.
Like
Is he a free agent?
No, I just
I
feel
do.
like the running back position, like you have to lock in that backup in this COVID world, this COVID NFL.
Right.
You know, like, and if you don't, you are losing. You know, so much opportunity, especially in weeks that the player gets COVID or they have to miss time, and maybe it's going to change next year where maybe they only have to isolate for 2 days or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like they already changed that towards the end of the year to stop people from missing games. But yeah, it definitely could. It definitely could flip flop. You know, with whatever rules they change, it's always changing anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But one thing I was gonna say, um, is Samaje Perine is an interesting name, but Chris Evans, I liked Chris Evans out of Michigan.
Yeah.
He's a good receiving back as well, so I'm curious to see if he takes up a bigger role behind Joe instead of Samaje this next offseason.
Yeah.
All right, so Trey Lance, Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford are all guys who just went off the board. I mean, I do think Trey Lance is a great value there in the 11th. Same with both of those quarterbacks. And then Gallup, if he can recover from the ACL, he'll be a good value there.
Let me ask you a question because
Rondale, I really wanted Rondale. Okay,
Yeah.
so now there's no Rondale.
Actually, your pick is about to come actually after your pick, in my pick, actually.
Okay, so, you know, if this player does return to action, I see him as a top 8 player at his position, and I could use him as trade bait, and that's Deshaun Watson.
Love that for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see who I can. R.I.P. Henry Ruggs. Sorry, brother.
What were you going to ask me?
I'm gonna ask you right after my pick.
Okay.
Just so we can be on the same page, and I'm not like Jaffiel.
I feel like OJ and Jay Fried are having some beef in the chat. We will do draft grades at the end. The return of the draft grades.
The return of
But
the draft.
it'll be pretty chill compared to,
Yeah, I mean it's gonna.
you know, it is
I don't
it's
think
pretty
it's draft grades.
relaxed.
We're just gonna evaluate.
Yeah.
Gonna look. Is it speed picket? No. Okay, good.
All right, guys, we are 1 subscriber away on our Dynasty channel from 20. If you guys can help us, I'm going to paste a link in the chat. That is the link to our Dynasty channel. Just one sub away from 20. You can help us reach that goal today. We're going to continue to grow this channel throughout the offseason. It's our first day with it. We'd really appreciate it if you can help us get to 20 subs over there on that Dynasty channel. Gabe Davis, interesting value there. I like that. And now Badaki's on the clock.
I'm looking, bro. I'm freaking looking. I feel like I got nothing here. I mean, the only other guy I can think of, I'm going three England people right here.
England.
New England players, sorry.
Oh, I'm like, what are we talking about England for? Is it
I'm
Hunter?
thinking, yeah, Hunter
Okay,
Henry.
right.
And get another tight end here.
Yeah, I like it.
Let's just see what happens.
There goes AB. He's definitely going to be injured, or retired, but whatever.
The question that I had for you was, you know, is Trey Lance really, really in your gut be able to finish as a top 12? Because we saw how these last quarterbacks progressed. Obviously, some of them had, Justin Fields was up and down. He was in and out of the games. Trevor Lawrence was in. Obviously, his situation was terrible. Zach Wilson, he struggled tremendously. Is Trey Lance going to follow in those footsteps? Like, is he a year behind with all those other, like how all those other guys progressed? So in his year 2, he's going to perform as if he is a rookie, like all the other guys did.
I don't think he's behind, to be honest. I think he has an advantage because he got to sit behind the offense that he's going to run for an entire year. And when he did come in and play, he was good for fantasy. I mean, when he started, he averaged over 21, over 22 points per game, based off what he does on the ground. So the weapons that are around him, Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, Mitchell, I think the offense is good enough for him to absolutely finish top 12 this year.
Okay.
I think he's definitely has an advantageous position being able to sit. And a lot of these other rookies, they've played, but what are they going to deal with in the offseason? They're going to deal with confidence issues, right? Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields. There's that confidence issue where they're like, damn, like did not go the way I want it to. They definitely can still figure it out, but you know what I mean? There's like that in the back of your mind, you're like, didn't go exactly how I wanted it to this year.
No,
so they're going to have to deal with the confidence side of it,
for sure.
Where Trey's just been sitting back and watching.
I think he has the confidence and all the tools to be able to finish as a top 12 quarterback. I think I'm hesitant to say that. Like, I'm hesitant to say it with confidence. Like, you're confident. Like, if he starts the whole season, I can see him top 12, and I can see a world, a multiverse where he does finish top 12.
A multiverse.
But like, I don't know if I can confidently say it, at least right now in this moment, that he could finish top 12 next year. Maybe later on in the season, as we get closer, we see more of Trey and like, oh shit, he's going crazy. He has a lot of, maybe we can talk about it. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely. No, I get that. I took Curtis, no risk pick at this point. Just someone who I think dealt with injuries all year. I still like the player. I still think he's going to bring value. Just needs to get healthy. And I don't think it's a big risk to take him at that point in the draft. I am upset that Pat Fryermuth went at the 12 because I was planning on taking him. And again, that's why I feel like I'm going to be taking tight ends pretty late this year. There's so much value with the Gronks, the Hunter Henrys, the Pat Fryermuths, the Dawson Knoxes, the Goddards. I do think I'm going to be...
Yeah, I love the late round option for tight ends.
Man just called Fried Dick. Did I call him Fried Dick? I think I called him Fried Rich.
No. Fryermuth?
That's funny. No, in the chat. Oh, did we get a 20th sub on the Dynasty channel? Hell yes, brother. 20 subs, boys. That's so funny. I mean, we're at like 1,400 here, but it's just going to take time to build that community, that Dynasty community.
Yeah.
But huge love, Ravers, if that was you, the 20th sub over there on the Dynasty channel. It's going to be fun, man, building both of these channels this off season. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So I think there is definitely opportunity. So we just got to be consistent with it and hope the community can help us out with that. It's all love.
Let's do some draft grades here. Let's start draft grades. Do you want to start us off with Greg?
Yeah, easy.
Again, I'm going to tell people in the chat we're doing draft grades.
That's so funny. I don't know if you probably can't hear that, but, Sleeper has like sounds. He's like, let's go team, let's go.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'll get us started, Greg. At the 101, you have Jonathan Taylor with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Chris Carson, DK, AJ Brown, Allen Robinson, Jerry Jeudy, Jarvis Landry, Tyler Boyd, with Josh Allen as your quarterback and TJ Hawkinson. Your first 3 picks are nasty, okay?
Yeah.
With Josh Allen, amazing. With TJ Hawkinson, if he stays healthy, we already know where he can finish and what he could do day to day. I think there's a lot of question marks in like Clyde, Allen Robinson, where he can go. Like, I know for me, I'm confident with Allen Robinson. I like Allen Robinson at the 7-1 in my opinion.
Yeah.
maybe I would have taken maybe a Devonta Smith over him. But other than that, I don't.
Decent risk first reward.
Yeah, I don't see
type
anyone else that
scenario.
I'm happy I would have taken over him. But yeah, it's a decent team so far. I'm interested to see, what this team would look like playing next year.
Yeah. What grade did you give?
I didn't give a grade. Should we give grades?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll give it B plus. I think Clyde is my only downfall at the moment.
Okay.
I would have liked to see somebody else, but I mean, a lot of the talent was already off the board. So
Yeah.
you had James
All right,
Conner.
Cole World. I'm giving you a grade here. You got Kamara, Gibson, Mitchell, Ronald Jones as your running backs, and you just got Mike Davis as well. Your wide receivers are Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. That's interesting. Devonta Smith, Russell Gage. You're probably taking another wide receiver here, Marvin Jones. Your quarterback, Kyler Murray, Trey Lance. I like the value of the Trey Lance, and Goddard. I like the value of him in the 9th round. I am not in love with this team, to be honest. I like it. I see the upside. I think your running back room is great. You have a really good running back room with Kamara, Gibson, Mitchell. Those are 3 pillars. And who knows where Ronald Jones goes in free agency. He could be a good value there. The wide receiver room is the main issue I have with the team. I like the Kyler Murray pick. Keenan, I think there are better wide receivers available than Keenan Allen. Personally. I don't mind the pick, but I do think there was better wide receivers available. I think the Mike Williams pick is good value, but if he re-signs in LA, I don't want both of those guys starting each week. So it's a good team. Obviously, this is just for fun. I'm gonna give you a B though, a B flat.
Okay. Tebow fan.
And these are just nitpicking. We have to nitpick at something to give you guys grades.
Austin Eckler, Lenny, Cordell Patterson, Raheem Mostert, Colonel Mustard, Jamar Chase,
Colonel
Terry, Roberto, with Rashad Bateman and KJ Osborne. Then you have Lamar Jackson as your quarterback with Dawson Knox and Logan Thomas. Oh, you have Lamar and Russ. That's good. So I think my only downfall here with this team will probably be Cordell Patterson at the 7-3. I think we spoke about that. I would have taken a chance on, a Chase Edmonds, a James Robinson, a Henderson, all those guys. Probably a little bit too early in the 7th, but I would have rather have him over Cordell Patterson. All depends on where he lands. And if he does stay for another year, then you lucked out, honestly. Other than that, I think another question mark for me will probably be Terry. I think he is tremendous talent, but who's a quarterback? Fitz struggled, Heineke struggled. Well, Fitz got hurt. So, I think I would have taken somebody else over him. CeeDee Lamb, even Waddle at the beginning of the 3rd. That would have been interesting. But other than that, I like your tight ends. Dawson Knox, Logan Thomas is a pillar on that offense. And a year 2 wide receiver with Rashad Bateman is great. If Robert Woods comes back healthy and he can still, be utilized in this offense, it would be fantastic. So I like this team. I'll give it a B+, other than Cordell Patterson and Terry. Just a little bit too early for me.
Yeah, I get it. Kula GG, what's up, my guy in the chat? He says, "How are you doing a draft? The season is over." We're drafting for the 2022 season here, and we're just doing it for fun. So we're doing mock drafts now for 2022, looking towards the future where players could go. It's fun. Honestly, mocking is one of the funnest things about the off season. Hope you can join as well. Discord's in the bio. All right, OJ, team 4. Running back room looks strong. You got Dalvin Cook, David Montgomery at the 2-9, which has been a meme in the chat. Josh Jacobs at the 4-9, I think is good value. Damian Harris. Wide receivers are CeeDee Lamb, Adam Thielen, Darnell Mooney, Devontae Parker. Robbie Anderson somehow is rostered. Kendrick Bourne. Tight end is Mike Gesicki and Higbee, and then your quarterback is Stafford. I like the team. As much as it's a meme, I don't think I would have taken Montgomery at the 2-9. I think there were better, missing out on Chase at the 2-9. I would have definitely taken Chase there.
Right.
So I do think you have to implement best player on the board. Because if you had Chase on this team and then you still had Cook, Josh Jacobs, and Damian Harris, I think this team looks better. It's a decent team. I'm not in love with your tight end. I'm not in love with the depth at wide receiver. What is Adam Thielen going to look like next year? Hard to say. So there's upside there, but yeah, it's another B flat for me. I'm not in love with it.
Okay. By the way, Kula, you said you have Yahoo Fantasy. Doesn't give me a an option to mock draft, try it on Sleeper. Download Sleeper
Yeah.
on any app or go on your website. Try Sleeper, and you can mock draft right now on Sleeper. Team 5
Yeah,
here.
I'll just say on that real quick, Kula GG. We just pasted a link, solo.to/fantasy then football. If you click on that link and you join our Discord channel, there's a massive community of hundreds of people there who we do mock drafts with. So if you want a community to do it with, you found one right here. Join the Discord. Sub to this channel. You can sub to our Dynasty channel. If you want to do this kind of thing with us all off season, because that's what we're going to be doing. Go ahead. Sorry, with your next
Team 5
grade.
I think it was Jay Friend, if I'm not mistaken. Derrick Henry, Myles Gaskin, Tony Pollard, Gus Edwards with D Hop, George Kittle, and Darren Waller, 2 top tight ends. And then, D Hop, Brandon Ayuk, Tyler Lockett, DJ Chark, Michael Gallup, T.Y. Hilton, and Dak Prescott. This team is kind of everywhere, in my opinion. Two top end tight ends. I think maybe you could use that for trade bait, but I think I would have taken another running back in that position. I would have loved to have seen, Elijah Mitchell go there. I would have liked maybe Etienne if you would have wanted to dabble with a James Conner. That would have been very interesting there instead of getting 2 tight ends back to back. But I understand why you probably would have done it because, these guys top 3. But yeah, I think another downfall probably be your running back depth. I'm not excited in Miles. Tony Pollard is a good option. Gus Edwards, I mean, if J.K. comes back, he's going to be the backup role. So you really only have Derrick Henry as your running back there. And then another thing was Brandon Ayuk. A lot of question marks with Trey Lance. Is he going to be more connected with Brandon Ayuk or Debo, whatever the case may be? So I think it's a little bit too high. I would have gone St. Brown was still on the board. Elijah Moore, Amari Cooper, Michael Pittman, all those guys were still on the board. I think I like that value a little bit better. I'm going to give this a B-.
Okay.
It's not amazing. I'm not in love with it, but Michael Gallup is a good guy that can come in and go to a team that could be a wide receiver 1.
Okay. Well, Hobb team 6 got CMC at the 1.6. That's crazy, man. If he can just stay healthy. Wow. CMC at the 1.6, then Chubb, Etienne, and Hubbard as your running backs. Your wide receivers are Ridley, DJ Moore, Christian Kirk, Cortland Sutton, Rondale Moore, and Will Fuller. Tight ends are Andrews and Fant, and your quarterback is Rodgers. I love the value at quarterback. I'm okay with Andrews at the 3.6. I like the value of Travis Etienne. However, I'm not in love with Chubb at 2.7. I'm not in love with Ridley at 4.7. I'm not in love with the Kirk pick or the Sutton pick. So these are just guys that I'm not high on going into 2022. It doesn't mean I'm right. It just means I have a lesser opinion of them than you might. So I'm gonna give this a B-. It's all for fun, but if these values hit, then yeah, it could be a good team.
Jack, my guy.
And by the way, Kaysen, I just replied to you in the chat, but yes, we are mocking with people. I put directions in the chat on how you can join us next time if you want to. Sorry, go ahead.
They're just roasting the guy on the chat. Sorry.
In the sleeper chat, yeah.
Najee, Javonte Williams, Singletary, Alexander Madison, and Patterson. With Debo, Hunter Renfrow, St. Brown, Kadarius Toney, Corey Davis. Then your quarterback is Justin Herbert with Dalton Schultz. Talk it up. And Cole Kmet. I really like this team. I think my only downfall to this team is the depth in running back position. You have Singletary. He's not. Everyone in Buffalo is not the running back. Let's be honest. Besides Josh Allen, Alexander Madison is a backup, so that's good trade bait if you need to. I like the team. I love the wide receivers: Debo, Renfrow, St. Brown. The quarterback, top 5. Dalton Schultz, top 3. I like it. I like this team. I'm gonna give this team an A-, purely only because you don't have the running back depth.
Okay. A-. That's definitely the highest so far.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my team is next. I don't think we'll give each other grades.
We'll just go for the other guys.
So Ryan, you're the next one we're going to give a draft grade to. Your running backs are Aaron Jones, James Conner, Darrell Henderson, Sony Michel, Justin Jackson. Wide receivers are Cooper Kupp, Chris Godwin, Michael Pittman, OBJ, Juju, and Gabe Davis. Tight end is Kelsey, and quarterback is Tannehill. What you got with your last pick? I don't love Tannehill, to be honest with you. Honestly, my, you know, from Daryl Henderson onwards, who knows what the value of these players are going to be? Do you know what I mean? Like Henderson, Michelle, Juju, Gabe, Justin Jackson. We have no idea what value these guys are going to bring. So I would have prioritized one of these quarterbacks over Ryan Tannehill. I don't want to have Ryan Tannehill as my starting quarterback. Watson, Stafford, Wilson, Trey, Kirk Cousins, Justin Fields. I would much rather have had some of those guys instead of Ryan Tannehill. So I think that's something I would have changed. I do like the cut pick at the 1-9. I think that chemistry is going to stay there. I think it's going to continue. I love the Kelsey pick. I don't know what Godwin's going to look like, and I don't know if Connor's going to re-sign, but I do think Pittman's good value at the 6-4. It's a good team. I'm going to give it a B+.
Right. Obviously, my team and team. I'm not gonna do team 11. Let's go straight to Tommy at the 112 because team 11 was auto picked. You have Zeke, J.K. Dobbins, Chase Edmonds, Jamal Williams, and James White with J.J., Mike Evans, Brandon Cooks, Claypool, Van Jefferson, Kyle Pitts, Pat the Frymuth Dragon, and Jalen Hurts. Tremendous value again with Jalen Hurts there at the 10-11 if he continues to do what he does this past year. Kyle Pitts at the 6-1 was great as well. Look, I think for me, my only downfall would be I didn't necessarily love the Brandon Cooks pick, in my opinion.
Okay.
I would have gone somewhere else. Michael Pittman was still on the board. Tyler Lockett, Adam Thielen. I think I would have preferred all those guys, Devonta Smith, all those guys over Brandon Cooks. We don't know what he's going to do. Where's he going to go? What team is he going to be on? Who's the quarterback if he does stay at Houston? He can definitely bring value to your team, but it's just so many question marks. I like this team though. I'm trying to think of. Another question mark: Chase Claypool. Who's his quarterback going to be? Van Jefferson on a great team there. I love Justin Jefferson, obviously. Yeah, Chase Edmonds. I guess you can. If I'm trying to find nitpicking things. Chase Edmonds. Is he going to be on this team again? Is he going to re-sign?
Team. There's some question marks, but it's a good team.
Yeah, definitely some question marks, but I think it's a good team. I give this team a B flat. I think it's an even team. It's very well. Yep. It's very even in my opinion. So
does that make Jack the mock drafter of the night?
First mock draft of the night for 2022 goes to your boy Jack. Hey, shout out to you.
Congratulations, Jackie.
Talk it up, Jack.
The GG's boys. Thanks for playing.
I'm gonna put it in the Discord channel right now and let people know. I know he probably wants a shout out anyway.
Jack, look me in my eyes. You're welcome.
All right, tell people about our Dynasty channel while I'm doing this in the Discord.
Yeah, here I'll pull us back up here.
You can actually show people the Dynasty channel if you want to.
Yeah,
and live stream and show them.
Look, guys, if you go to our YouTube channel, I'm actually gonna show you step by step so everyone can see. All right, guys. So if you go to our YouTube channel here, you can go to YouTube, right? You should go to channels. It should be on the channels, by the way. I don't think we have that set up.
No, it's not set up yet.
Okay.
Because it's not eligible, but it's on the left side of the screen. You can see it.
Yeah.
And I'll post the link in the chat.
So you can come here and then come to our new channel. It's Fantasyland Dynasty Football. Let me close our faces here so people can see. Don't have to see us.
Yes, sir. We've been hyped about this all off season. Really, really excited to cover more Dynasty content, Dynasty focused content.
What's happening?
Badaki is struggling hard right now.
Struggling hard, but yeah, look,
figure out what to do.
Fantasyland Dynasty Football. We're gonna be putting out a lot of new content, Dynasty specifically. So if you have anything Dynasty related, any questions, any videos, ideas that you want us to put out, check it out. This is our brand new video here about Amon-Ra St. Brown.
We got videos coming out about Elijah Moore, Kyle Pitts. Who else did we record the other day?
Travis Etienne.
Travis Etienne.
There's going to be a lot more.
We got buy low, sell highs. We got NFL rookie content. We're going to be scouting the rookies. Anything in Dynasty you can find here. Dante says, are you guys doing another draft tonight? We're not doing another draft tonight. But are we doing a Dynasty draft tomorrow, Badaki? I think that's on the cards, right?
I think it might be on the cards.
Okay, I do think we're doing a Dynasty draft tomorrow on the Dynasty channel.
It's just going
Yes.
to be the. It's going to be. It's not going to. Did we discuss about rookies? No, it's just.
I don't think
be,
we're gonna have rookies in the Dynasty startup yet. We're gonna have them in a couple weeks.
Okay.
When we kind of get our wits about where they could be going. But Dynasty startup drafts are happening, and then look, my advice if you're joining a Dynasty league, one, get in a bunch of mock drafts with us, okay? Two, I would not do a Dynasty startup draft right now. I know some people have been saying in the Discord channel, I'm about to do my Dynasty startup. I would not advise that. And the reason being is we did our Dynasty startups in like a month before the season, 2 months before the season. And there were still a ton of injuries that happened.
Yeah.
Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, Travis Etienne. Like there was a shitload of people who got injured. And it would be a shame if you did your Dynasty startup and you're like for me and for Badaki, our first 3 picks, we had like 2 players who were injured.
Bro,
and it really ruined our Dynasty.
You want to know my team for Dynasty? My first 2 picks.
Yeah.
Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins. Done.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Who else? What running backs did I have? I had Michael Carter, and then I had to pick up Ty Wilson off of waiver wires, or Ty Johnson. That's who I was starting.
But anyway, that would be my advice. Again, if you guys are wanting to be a part of our Dynasty community, I did paste the link to that channel in the chat. Drop a sub if you want to help us out. We're at 21 subs. 21. And I think we should lock it in right now that we're going to commit to do a Dynasty startup draft tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down to do it. I think it's the same time as today, 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Australian Standard
But
Time.
it will be on the Dynasty channel. So
yeah, we'll have a an event there. So if you guys don't want to miss out on that, make sure you go and follow and subscribe to the Fantasyland Dynasty Football channel. Because if you don't get that notification, turn on notifications. Because if you don't get that notification, then you're gonna miss out on it. Okay, so don't miss out.
Or just join the Discord channel. Both are good.
Join Discord channel and subscribe and turn on notifications.
Any questions? There's 8 people in here. Y'all still watching? Any questions before we go? Wahab says, "Love the draft. It was fun and I learned a lot. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for joining."
Yeah.
But I think that's probably it for tonight.
Nah, it's been great. AB regrets the way he walked off at MetLife. JPA tweeted, "Probably wasn't necessary."
I saw that. Yeah, it was on TMZ.
Probably wasn't necessary or professional. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
No way, bro. You believe that? You don't think it was professional?
I am scared of what's gonna happen with AJ Brown.
AJ Brown's done, man. And honestly, what happened in New York was a marketing scheme. We all know that it was a marketing scheme. I mean, the girl that he slept with some girl in the New York hotel the night before the game, and he literally they made a porno together, and he told her, "Hey, tomorrow I'm about to put on a show." Like he knew exactly what he was doing. He's trying to launch his rap career, and he knew that it would create like they say any publicity is good publicity. So that's what I think it was about.
Okay.
But anyway, that was a mock draft for today.
All love, y'all.
Huge love, man. The first of many.
Yeah, it was
and
fun.
we are doing a Dynasty one tomorrow, so we'll see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, all love, y'all. See you there.